Hi, my name is Zania Balkin, and for week 9, we were asked to observe a classroom. Before the pandemic, I was a paraprofessional in Durham Elementary School, so this week I decided to go back just because I already had some connections there with some teachers. I ended up observing the 4th grade classroom, and that was being taught by Miss Connors. And I went there on a day where the classroom was specifically focused on environmental sciences for that week, and they were talking about climate change, and so they are incorporating that within their English and writing, and of course within their science lessons. But specifically in terms of English, to start off the day, they read a book called We Are the Water Protectors, and this is a book by Linda. Hang on, sorry. This is a book by Carol Lindstrom. The illustrator is Michaela Goyd. And this was a book published in 2020. It is about a young girl who is a Native American girl and how her and her tribe are fighting against an imaginary snake that is ruining the waters. But what it is actually a metaphor for is for the Dakota Access Pipeline. And so it's just talking about it's a book based on climate change, but from this young girl's perspective, who is a girl of color, she is fighting, against climate change and what she can do on her own personal level. I like this book because it was a person of color protagonist, which you don't see a lot in children's books, so I like that. But even more so, I like that it was a young person being able to fight against climate change, which makes it, climate change is such a big, scary problem that for a young person it can feel intimidating. But to have this representation of this young girl doing what she can, I think it was easy to see themselves in her. There's also really pretty illustrations, and even though they were in 4th grade, which usually you kind of start to get into more mature books, this was still a really beautiful children's book, and I think they still enjoyed it. They were really interested and they asked lots of questions and lots of good comments. One of them specifically asked what the black snake was, which they are old enough to realize that it was kind of a metaphor for something, and that was for the pipeline. And so through this book, they were able to start talking about climate change. And I thought it was a really good discussion-based activity around this book.